we shall reflect on the life of St Bruno. Bruno Hartenfaust was born at Cologne of distinguished parents and frequented the famous Episcopal school at Reims. Ordained priest at the age of 25, he received a canonry at Cologne but was recalled by the Bishop of Reims to assist in directing his former school. His master, the saintly Herriman, had for some time contemplated entering a monastery, and when he carried out his plan a year after Bruno's arrival, the young saint was made director of the Episcopal school and supervisor of all the educational institutions of the diocese. St. Bruno filled this difficult and responsible position for 20 years and maintained the school's high teaching tradition. In the year 1075, he was appointed Chancellor and Canon Theologian for the diocese. But after the death of his friend Bishop Gervais, the see was occupied by the worldly and violent Manasses I, who was later suspended and had to flee for his life in a popular uprising. Bruno and 6 companions thereupon carried out a vow made some years before to leave the world and embrace the monastic life. From Saint Hugh, the Bishop of Grenoble, they received the wild alpine solitude called Cartouze, and here they erected their first cells in 1084 and began a life of prayer, manual labor, and study. They lived in extreme mortification, silence, and poverty, completely secluded even from one another, except at divine service and at recreation. That was the beginning of the eremitical order of Carthusians, which always had a special devotion to the Blessed Virgin. Bruno, however, was to spend only 6 years at the Cartouze, for Pope Urban II, one of his former pupils at Reims, called him to Rome as his advisor and confessor. This pope's principal aim was to continue the reform of the clergy, which had been initiated by Pope St Gregory VII, but he had to contend with an anti-pope, Guibert, and the Emperor Henry IV, whose military success made it necessary for him to take refuge in southern Italy. Bruno tried repeatedly to prevail upon the Pope to let him return to his much-cherished solitary life, but Urban wished him to remain within call, and so had a new monastery founded in Calabria, where Bruno died on the 6th of October 1101. His Grand Cartouze continued to grow until it controlled some 250 monasteries. St. Bruno has never been formally canonized, since the Carthusians are averse to all forms of publicity, but he is invoked for the deliverance of possessed persons.